Hey, what's up, ladies and gents? Probably mostly gents, but what's going on? We're here for another podcast, another episode of Tossin Toothpicks. I'm your boy Lynn. Um, I'm here with my man Colt. How you doing tonight, Colt?
Hey, I'm all right, Colin. It's another beautiful day in Philadelphia. Um, yeah, it's been a great week. We have a lot to talk about, and also had a great weekend at in Brooklyn. So we will be having some vlogs up, got some footage. So keep on the lookout for that next week.
Yeah. Oh, already tossing the toothpick. I like it. All
Threw the
right.
toothpick already.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we got Rage on here as well. How you doing, Rage?
What's up, fellas? I'm doing good. I'm enjoying the nice weather on my front porch right now. Mostly
Nice.
because I have people occupy my rooms. Not really because of the weather, but we're here. We're ready to do this.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking some SummerSlam, talking some Raw and some SmackDown. Some big things happened. We're gonna briefly talk about SummerSlam. Um, Colt, what was one of your positive takeaways from SummerSlam? Did you enjoy it? What'd you think?
I think like the show overall, I'd probably give like a 6 out of 10. Because like the show itself, it started off hot, a lot of great matches. Overall, it was a good atmosphere, but then the end just absolutely died.
Yeah,
The last couple of matches, it's just like I didn't like the setup of the matches.
yeah,
But when it comes to the positives, I like the element of surprise, aka Charlotte winning.
yeah.
Um, because I think the only slam dunk guarantee was Sasha.
Mhm.
That's what everyone thought, and then element of surprise, we find out about the injury and whatnot. So the element of surprise was nice because that's something we don't have a lot.
Yeah.
So I think that's the one thing I'd take away.
Yeah, I think in our pick'em that we did last week, we all picked Sasha, and that was that was the first and only one that we all have the same pick for. So that was definitely a big surprise.
By the
Rajon,
way, by the way, who's in the lead?
uh, I guess we'll reveal this now. Your boy Colt Dorsey was in the lead with 7 right. Rajon had 5 right.
Get
Six.
out of here.
I think Ray John had six, and
6.
then you had less,
I
and
had
then Jeff
I
had
had
two.
4. Yeah. So we gotta.
Okay. I'm
Gonna
not
be
not bad. Seven. It's
gonna be a long 2016. We got a lot of pay-per-views to go. Rajon, what'd you think about Charlotte retain or like winning back the title?
I
Oh,
almost
get the tissues out.
I almost went upstairs. I was watching in my basement with my brother, and my sister, and her boyfriend, and I almost stopped watching and went upstairs because I mean I get it now when it comes down to it, but like first of all, opening the show with that, well, not opening it, but like having Big Cass and Enzo lose and then going to that,
Mhm.
like that's just not a way to get people invested.
All right.
And then follow that up with the Miz and Apollo Crews, like that's. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I get it. It's whatever. She's gonna come back and she's gonna get healthy.
Mhm.
I think Bailey's gonna take the title off of her. Charlotte, that is. I don't know if it's gonna be then. And then that feud is going to be obviously between the two of them. But yeah, I was pretty devastated when that happened, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
I think another takeaway just from that was the Hurricane Rana spot from the top rope when it looked like Charlotte was about to give her the razor's edge. I almost texted you guys that I thought that was like a top 5 spot of the year so far.
Absolutely. I went nuts. The whole crowd went nuts.
Yeah, that was nuts. All right, so Rajon,
Hold on.
what
Here's the thing.
what do
Here's
you
the
got to
thing.
say, Colt? What do you got to say?
I get that we have to make women's wrestling interesting,
Dude,
but we cannot be doing these over the top spots in every fucking match.
Oh, no, I agree with that. That makes sense.
That, like doing all those spots, has led us to Charlotte being a two-time champ.
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
no,
no.
I wouldn't say
Because
so, but
I feel like the spots can be there when chosen when chosen correctly and done correctly. Charlotte did fuck up and almost broke Sasha's back.
mhm.
Um,
I'm really curious as to what that move was going to be.
Well, it was I'm not sure who does it in the Indies, but it was going to be just like a pickup for like a side slam, and it's the side slam on the turnbuckle.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Which still would have affected her back, which they were going for. So I mean,
All right, well let's swing it back to the positives. Rajan, what did you like from SummerSlam?
honestly, one of the only things I liked and I was ecstatic about it was AJ winning. And the match was match of the year candidate without a doubt. Might be the match of the year. I don't know. I'd have to go back and think about it, but it's incredible the rub that that these superstars get when they beat Cena clean. Like, why doesn't WWE know to do that more often? With why didn't they do it with Kevin Owens or Rusev? Look where AJ's positioned right now after this match, after beating Cena clean. So that was really positive because I'm glad that they went through with it, and I'm glad that it really benefited and they're really strapping a jetpack to AJ's back because he deserves it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Even though I picked Cena in the pick'em just because of what you were saying, they've never put a guy over like that. So I didn't want to be I didn't want to get my hopes up, but I was rooting for AJ the whole time,
Right.
and that was awesome when they did. Colt, what are your feelings about that? Same
That was
sentiment.
huge. Yeah, Ray John said it. It's top 5 match of the year. It's 2 of the best performers in the world going at it, and they hit all the spots. They hit everything. They had great storytelling in the ring, and then, like Ray John said, getting that rub is great. And
Dude.
I think the missed spots with the missed opportunities with Kevin and Rusev, yeah, it sucked because 2 of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad AJ's the guy getting it now.
Right.
Because that's what SmackDown needs. That's what the anti-Dean Ambrose fans need. And I think AJ, the only issue I have, I'm a big fan of AJ in stables. So I think I'd be even more on that train if the club were there or something.
Yeah.
But I think AJ's going to get the nod. I think it's going to be as soon as possible.
So do I. 2 quick things on that. The sunset flip that they did was was the best Cena's ever done. Do you remember when in the matches with Kevin Owens they did them? They did them I think in all 3 matches, and he does the sway back and forth because he couldn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
He ran right up to Styles and did that sunset flip like nothing. It was awesome. And the other thing, which what you just said, where you like AJ better in stables, this has to be brought up as a positive, and I don't think anyone we didn't think about it. When when AJ met with the club backstage, and then Finn just walked up, that was awesome. That's such a teaser that WWE needs to plant those roots early and just plant them and let everyone know that we see it, we know.
I freaked out.
It was such a cool moment.
Mm-hmm.
So did I.
But now since we talked about the positives, Colin, what was yours?
I got a quick one, and then I've got my main one. On the pre-show, we saw the tag team of Sami Zayn and Neville. I thought that was cool. It's not going anywhere, and I don't want it to go anywhere. But if the tag team division was more main event, that'd be a tag team I would really enjoy. But get out of here.
Who's in here? Hey! Hey!
Get out. But yeah, my main one was Nikki Bella returning. I thought that was big. I mean, I kind of saw it coming, but I'm excited for the potential Becky Lynch Nikki Bella feud. But I'm not sure how that's gonna work now. But yeah, overall, I thought I'm with Colt. I'm with you. It was a 6 out of 10. So.
Yeah, it was solid, but at least one of those that could have been. I think it's just us getting our hopes up again.
Right.
It could have been so much better, but overall, I think the weekend was fine. They did just fine at Takeover, but the one big issue that I'm gonna kind of go into my negative is one of my negatives is everyone saw how over Takeover was. Takeover was unbelievable. It was probably one of the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then WWE comes out and does this with SummerSlam. I understand Vince has the keys to the car, but he has to realize what's going on in NXT fully.
Mm-hmm.
It's Triple H.
Yeah.
And it's the talent, and it's the way he's booking them. I just don't like how there's such a vast difference between the two shows.
Right. SummerSlam almost didn't seem special. Like they try to make this their second biggest pay-per-view of the year, and it just didn't seem like that. There was nothing special about it. The entrances weren't special besides the enlarged ramp that they had. Rajon, are you feeling the same way?
Yeah, pretty much. Am I going into my negatives now? Is that what you're looking for?
I had one more. I'm
Okay, go ahead.
I'm starting to not be a big fan of having it in the same city year in and year out. Brooklyn's becoming they're becoming too smarky of fans. They try to take over shows. Like Seth tweeted, like Brooklyn let him down. Like they tried to take it over because they didn't like how the belt looked. They're just I just don't like it being in the same city every year. So I think a move is definitely needed.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Rajon, what do you got for a negative?
Me personally, I thought it was less than a 6 out of 10, so I have a lot more negatives, but I'm just going to narrow it down. I kind of touched on it earlier when we were talking about the positives. I think a big negative was how they opened the show. Like, they got the huge pop for Enzo and Cass, but then they lose. Sasha loses. She's a fan favorite to Charlotte. And then you have Apollo Crews and The Miz following that match. So that's 3 heels winning right off the bat. And the third match was just a dead match that stunk. So, like, you're up for these matches, and like if it's 4 hours, it's a long time. You got to keep people invested. I just don't think they did a good job of that overall. Because like by the Sasha match, I was pissed because I love Sasha so much. So like I didn't even watch the Miz match. That was that's the bathroom break match. Like we went and got snacks and all that stuff. Like, and it opened too slow for me. Another negative was Lesnar. I'm so over Brock Lesnar, and I don't know if I'm the only one who's on this. The Beast Incarnate was awesome. I saw him at the Rumble in 2014. Yeah. One of the best matches of the year. It was incredible. Like it was awesome. That's when he's so over. I hate what he did to Orton. He's just a prick. I just don't like what he does. The fact that he main evented, that bothers me. I love that Chris Jericho stood up and said something about it and was pissed off. Like this guy just comes around, main events. And again, I get it, money. It's cool. Like I know Vince does it. Just stop with it. Like he's stale. I want him to go away at this point. So that was negative for me.
Here's the thing, Ray John. I think that Brock Lesnar is different than 2013. Like you said, we wanted to have the Beast Incarnate. We wanted him to get it over. Paul Heyman was fantastic as always. But now Brock's an asshole. Inside the ring, outside the ring, kayfabe or not.
Yeah.
He's an asshole. Now they're making him a heel because what's the heel's job? Making sure that, making you think you don't want to see him on your television screen.
No, that's not a heel's job. I mean, it is to a point, but there's a point where it's a heel's job where you're good at what you do and like you're good at being hated, and then there's a point where like
I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, I don't want to see you anymore. I don't want to like watch you wrestle anymore.
I think they're doing that, and I think they're going to continue doing that until they point the finger at the person they want to get that rub, because that'll be the biggest over win in a very long time.
You know it's going to be Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, right?
What was that?
You know it's going to be Roman at WrestleMania, right?
Sammy!
Honestly, whether it's Roman, whether it's Sammy, whether it's a face Seth, whether it's Finn when he gets back, that rub, I feel is going to catapult anybody.
Right. One more takeaway. Oh, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
It's just one more negative, and it's just like a smaller one, and it's not. Don't take this the wrong way. I think a negative from the show was Seth and Finn, and I could be because of the injury, and I think that's just going back to what you said a couple minutes ago, Cole, about us being excited for SummerSlam. I think I just expected too much, where I expected that to be like a match of the year, and to me that was like the third best card and the best match on the card. You know what I mean? Like it was a negative just because I expected more. It wasn't a negative because it was bad. It was a great match. But in my eyes, I just kind of expected more. And again, that could be a lot because of Finn.
I'm going to tie that in with my negative about the crowd trying to take over a show.
Yeah, dude.
You can tell it pissed Seth off.
Yeah, well, he tweeted about it.
He chalked it up and probably said, fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't up to our standards, our expectations, because that's what wrestling fans do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We always over expect, and when they under deliver to our expectations. So I would like to see more, but yeah, with both of the title matches.
Yeah.
But then again, like I liked how Dean worked, and that makes me sick to say. But
Yeah.
it was just one of those like, well, what did you expect?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So,
And what were your negatives?
Well, going back to Orton and Lesnar, I was upset that like this is the second SummerSlam in a row that we've got a screwy ending with The Undertaker and Brock's ending last year, and then we get this, we get a TKO. Like also, when I saw that blood gushing out of Orton's head, dude, I almost got sick. That was disgusting.
That was bad, dude.
That was like one of the worst I've ever seen.
Did you see like the next day? Because I didn't see it live because so much was going on with the hit. Did you see like the elbow that cracked that cut him, busted him open? It was bad. It was bad. Like his elbow just came down on him hard, like no protection at all. It was bad.
And supposedly that was the plan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just don't get it. Like, I get like screwy endings, but like don't do it 2 SummerSlams in a row. Give us some closure. I don't know.
Here's the thing. I kind of disagree with you, Colin, because this is my outlook on the 2 biggest shows in WWE. WrestleMania is for the casual fans. It's for the kids. It's for the families, and they try to give them what they want. SmackDown is for the marks. SummerSlam is for the smart marks, the internet community, because they want something like that to erupt on Twitter, and that's what happened. We all talked about it. They pulled all the screenshots from Twitter and threw it up on Raw. It's all like WrestleMania is for the kids and the families. SummerSlam is for the smarks, for us to talk about it for a while, and it does its job every year.
That's a good point. I mean, it still doesn't leave. Like, it still sucks that it has to happen like that, and they like think that it's all right for that to happen. My other takeaway was 6 hours of wrestling in one day.
Too much, dude.
It was way too much. Like, I get I mean, I don't even know if I get SummerSlam starting an hour early. I don't think that needed to be that long. I think a 3-hour pay-per-view would have been fine. But like, you're just putting random matches together that like.
It took the crowd out of it.
Exactly. Like the crowd was so tired by then.
Everyone was gassed.
The other thing that I get is because they're the 2 biggest shows of the year, they want to get as much talent on the card as they can. And like that's a known thing. Like that's why the Battle Royal is a thing at WrestleMania. They just want to get as much talent. So I get it where you're coming from. But yeah, like I was thinking about this the other day. I think each branded show needs to be 2 hours, and then the big 4 need to be 3. But it's not going to happen. 3 hours is too much for this talent. They don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't have it.
Yeah. I don't want to say that yet, John.
Backlash. SmackDown is going to be way too long. Backlash.
I'm a firm believer of everyone getting their shit in. Like, get your shit in. That's the whole like wrestler's mentality. Get your shit in. So I'm okay with that, and I'm not going to judge it until I see it. Now, for some of the casual fans, they're going to think it fucking sucks because they don't want to see Breezango, who won me over this week. They're my guys now. They're my guys.
Yeah.
But let's see how they book it. Am I optimistic? Not really. But we'll see how it goes. The thing that really impressed me this week was how good the 2 shows were, SmackDown and Raw. The big thing for Raw, they were thrown into a whirlwind with Finn getting hurt.
Yeah.
So I kind of liked how.
Speaking of that.
Go ahead.
Speaking of that, we should discuss what happened on Raw and like where we think it's going forward without Finn because they had these plans like for Finn. So Kyle, what do you think of Raw the other night?
I mean, they did what they had to do. It kind of stinks. They're kind of back to where they were after the draft. Like they had all these matches. Like now they're gonna have a fatal four-way for the title. It was very apparent to me that they're in a frenzy and they don't even know what they're doing yet. Just and not even just the title picture, just kind of overall. I don't know. Like, do you guys think it's the same kind of? Do you think the same as me? Like, they kind of don't know what they're doing yet. You think that's apparent or no?
Yeah. I mean that's tough for them though, because they only knew like 4 or 5 hours ago that they had to change course. So like that, I give them a break with. But this is more overall Raw since the draft. You can tell who's in charge of Raw and who's in charge of SmackDown because Raw stinks. Raw's right back where they were, right back where they were before the draft. I just like the only reason that it was good for the first week or two is because they did this fatal four-way where Finn won and then Sasha won. Like, again, I love Roman. Obviously, he's my guy, but like them throwing him back on the main event already. Like, why did he have to be in the main event? Why wasn't it Seth and Sammy? Like, don't put Roman in the main event. That's not like. Do you not understand that that's not going to work?
Yeah, and like the fact that Roman is already 100%. out of the U.S. title picture, like that devalues the U.S. title so bad. Colt, you disagree?
He's not out of the U.S. title picture because
Rusev's
going to screw him on Monday.
100%. I agree. 100%.
But like, still, like the fact is, like Roman already kind of seemed like he was over it until he's gonna get this like interference. But
I haven't been a big fan of Raw since the draft until this week. I think they were dealt an absolutely shitty hand with losing the guy that morning. It's brutal. But the way they did it and the way they built next week, people are going to watch next week because of the championship match.
Yeah, but the thing that I'm worried about is I said this a couple weeks ago when we were talking about optimism towards after the draft, like in the new era. I said that they need to have more number one contender matches and like all this stuff to make the show watchable. That's the only reason it was good this week, and the only reason it's going to be good next week. And then when someone wins the title next week, the following week it's going to stink because they're going to go nowhere in 3 hours because it's way too long.
It's entirely too long. I think another thing I'm looking forward to on Raw is they announced some of the cruiserweights, and they're coming up, I believe, the third week of September.
Yep, the 19th.
That's going to fill up some time, and that's going to get some guys excited that have been watching the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah.
I went through the roof when I saw Rich Swann is going to be on Raw.
Yeah.
That's my guy. When I saw
Swann.
When I saw him on the vignette, I was so happy because he was one of those kids that didn't think he was going to be where he's at, and now he is. And I think they're going to do great things with him in the cruiserweight. So when that happens, we may see a little bit of an added spark to Raw, which is needed because 3 hours is brutal.
So what would you guys give Raw if you had to rate it this Monday?
This week?
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, I'd probably give it like a 5.
Yeah.
The match,
I'd give it a 5.
Yeah, like some of the matches were good. The Chris Jericho Roman match was good. Not gonna take that away from her.
Wait, that was good? Why? That's a surprise.
What?
Roman put out another good match with another performer.
Oh my God! I'm on record saying that Roman puts on good matches. Don't even try to pull this way.
I know.
But yeah, I'd like to see. I like how the club came out during the Dudley's retirement thing.
Did the rub work though?
No, it didn't because the Dudleys aren't doing anything. I like the thought of it and what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
But the club's just not there, man.
They're not.
They're
just not, man.
It pisses me off because I like them so much. Like,
but you have to agree, they're not there.
They're not. They need someone else. They need Finn. Maybe not even Finn could have helped them.
Yeah.
It's booking
Um,
disaster.
one thing that was cool, and I think we'll all agree with, was the debut of Bailey.
Yeah, dude, she's the best.
She's great. And I mean, just as like she should, she's getting put right in the main event picture of the women's division.
Well, I was gonna bring that up when we started talking about SmackDown. There's no main event picture on Raw for the women's division. There's one event for the women's division on Raw.
There's the women's division.
There's one feud in the women's division. That's it.
No, you're forgetting Nia Jax versus her
Right. Yeah.
jobbers.
Well, she wasn't on this week, so I must have forgot her.
Right. Yeah.
But one positive that I did like, not even a positive, it's just kind of like I noticed it, giving Big Cass the opportunity next week. Obviously, he's not going to win. Everybody knows that. But what they are doing is seeing how he can handle it. Because everyone knows how much. Yeah, everyone knows how much Vince likes him and always loved the big guys. That's like, let's see how he can hang with the big dogs because he's still green and all that. But let's just see, and that's obvious. But I like that because give him the opportunity. Because down the road, Enzo should not wrestle, and Enzo should just be his talker.
His hype man.
He should be. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
I think one last thing for Raw. Well, first off, what do you guys think of the belt?
I don't hate it.
It's ugly. I think it's so ugly.
It kind of it rubbed off on me. I don't mind it.
I don't hate it.
Nah, it's too much red. Too much red.
And we're gonna add this to our picks. Who's winning on Monday? Ray John.
Seth Rollins.
Seth. I'm going with Seth too. No. I was actually gonna bring this up during the SummerSlam talks. Like the fact that him and Jericho won, and the fact that like they were like helping each other out on Raw, like that's gonna continue, and there's no chance they put the belt on KO.
Colin didn't do his reading today on the blogs.
Uh-oh.
Did you see what the plan was for Hell in a Cell in October for Finn?
For Finn?
Finn, Jericho, Kevin Owens, triple threat.
Was the plan, Kyle?
Looks like someone's catching someone's eye.
All right. Okay.
My pick's Kevin Owens, and I'll take another point to add to my lead.
All right. Yeah, we gotta get Colts, or we gotta get Jeff's pick.
Yeah, we'll get his pick. I don't think he can record tomorrow, but I'm gonna see if we can record our trip,
Right.
like like trip overview before next week's podcast or before Monday. Well, I'll get his pick. I'll text him.
So right now we got 2 Seth and 1 Kevin Owens. At least it's not Roman. I think we can all agree with that, right?
I'm not gonna say no to that.
If he won right now, the IWC would just hate him even more than they've ever hated him.
Unless they do the turn.
Yeah, unless they do the turn. And when, like, we've been saying that forever, and it's never going to happen.
But hey, we talked about one new belt. Let's talk about the other 2 new ones. I almost bought a women's SmackDown belt last night.
Now that belt is cool. I like that belt. And I'm really excited about the idea of this because, like, they've actually, like, SmackDown's actually got multiple, like, storylines going on, even though they're kind of all intersecting. Like, we had a Carmella heel turn, which was, like, I mean, it'll probably work better than her face run because that wasn't going anywhere. But I have a question. Does that make Nikki Bella a face?
Yep.
Yeah, I figured just because the pop she got on Sunday, I figured that means she's going to be a face. But yeah, I'm really excited about these girls aren't the best workers. All the best workers are over on Raw, but let's see what they can do. Rajan, how do you feel about that? We lose Rajan?
Might be frozen. Anyway,
yeah.
I love the women's belt, the tag belts. Oh.
The tag belts are bad.
I don't like the tag belts on either shows. I don't like the nickel and dime circular thing on the
Right,
center.
yeah.
I don't like it.
Mhm.
But the belts, I like the unveiling. We'll see where they go. The tag team division is dog shit.
Yeah.
I almost don't care who wins. It's
They
probably
got
gonna be Alpha.
right. They got rid of their best heel tag team this week. But that was a hell of a match. That was a great match. Hey, welcome
Sorry,
back.
guys. Sorry, guys.
We're talking about tag teams and how it stinks.
Yeah, it does stink. Other than who you said before, Breezango. They were good from the beginning. They're good now. They are talented, and they're heels. It's just their gimmicks just have to get over, and it's just a matter of if they will or not.
And unfortunately, they're out of the tournament already.
Here's the thing we need to talk about in length. Talking Smack is probably the second best thing on the network, besides the CWC. And Miz is the best heel in the company.
That was an unreal promo that he did. It's got to be partly a work, right? Like they must have known it was coming.
I think it was planned, but then Brian didn't fully expect what Miz had in the chamber.
Right. Dude, and he had a lot in that chamber, Colt.
I think that was the best promo since the pipe bomb.
Mhm. Absolutely.
I watched it on my phone. I almost dropped my phone because he fucking snapped. And the reason I don't think it was a complete work was seeing Maurice and Renee's reaction.
Yeah, Renee tried to break it up, and
yeah,
I think
Sorry, boys.
He's back.
I had to switch locations. I heard everything you said, though. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Okay, yeah, but those whatever Miz is doing acting class-wise, it's paying off, and I think that promo needs to be rewarded in and of itself. And hopefully we get a more credible Intercontinental title scene, and hopefully that happens soon. Rajon, what did you think of it?
Of what, SmackDown or The Miz?
The Miz.
I thought it was incredible. I've been on record. I don't know of record here, but I've been on record whenever I watch. I think he's the most underappreciated heel in the company. I think he's the best heel in the company. And Adam and Taylor yell at me all the time for it. They're like, he sucks. I'm like, dude, just watch him. Just listen to him. He's the best heel that there is in the company when it comes to the mic. He's incredible. He's undervalued. He always has been.
He might be the perfect mid-card champion.
Yeah, because his wrestling's not good enough to get to the main event.
Right,
But that's
exactly.
fine. But that's fine.
And it's not like the mid-card is always taken seriously, which he can also do. He can do the goofy aspect of the heel work. Colt, you still with us?
Yeah, but here's the thing I wanted to say. He's going to have a little bit of a longer run with the IC belt. I wouldn't mind him getting a main card slot, like a main event slot again, just to see what happens.
See, but
I feel like him shooting on someone like Dean would be gold.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, you see what Miz can do with the Intercontinental belt, and you see how good he is with it and how arrogant and stuff. What different will he do with the WWE Championship that warrants him to be in the main event?
Well, I think, counter to that, the Intercontinental belt had nothing to do with his shoot on Daniel Bryan, and where we saw all this emotion come out of him. He could do that. He that's not gonna, unless they build up credibility for the IC title. That's not gonna come from that mid card. That would be great work in the main event, and just thinking about it makes me kind of giddy.
What else did you guys talk about SmackDown when I was gone for those couple of minutes?
Just how the women's belt's awesome, the tag belt stinks.
Because I really only had 1 or 2 points about SmackDown. if I could just jump in on them quick.
Yeah, what do you
Yeah,
got?
of course.
Well, one of them was AJ Styles. Again, but we talked about that. I'm so glad where he is. He's the leader of that brand, as he should be. But what I really like, and what I just mentioned about the women on Raw, how there's only one event, not a main event. There's like 4 storylines in SmackDown for women. There's like everyone on that roster has some type of animosity or heat towards them, whether it's Carmella and Nikki, or Becky and Eva, or
Right.
Naomi and Eva, or like they all. And it's a 2-hour show, and they have triple the amount of time
Yeah.
than
I-
Raw does. And again,
I-
that just goes to show how the people who run each show is different. Because look what Triple H does with NXT with all the women, and look at what SmackDown with all the women.
I said like it's cool how like the SmackDown like women's division, like all the feuds are kind of like intersecting. Like that's why they had the 6-woman tag team match on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool how they're getting that all, because you can just keep pumping stuff out. You can keep pumping content out, and that's cool. I'd like to see that keep going.
Yeah. It adds more value too, because like you said, they're all intersecting. So say like 4 months from now, say it's Naomi versus Becky for the title. Like they can kind of draw back to this little animosity they had, where it's not just gonna be some new fresh thing. You know what I mean? Like every little bit helps.
It builds
And that's
chemistry.
And that's what Raw just misses. They're just not good at it.
Yeah, the fact that Nikki Bella kind of had a face turn this week, like it kind of upsets me, because we don't have like this credible heel that can be the SmackDown Women's Champion.
She had to though.
She did have to, and I totally get it, and I'm like I'm more happy that she's back than like unhappy that she's face now, but I think they do need a monster heel, and I hope they get that soon.
Dude, me and Adam popped when we saw the Nikki Bella spin at the top of that ramp.
Oh yeah, oh man, that was great.
She still got it.
Oh yeah, dude. Was there even a doubt that she didn't have it? No.
It was unbelievable. I was so glad to see her back.
Yeah.
But I think going back to the length of the shows, SmackDown is so much more enjoyable than Raw.
Because it just doesn't drag.
Like it's engaging from 8 o'clock to 10, and then if you want to keep watching,
Talking
you can
Smack.
go to Talking Smack.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of like with Talking Smack, it has that like not fully scripted, there could be a shoot coming kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Not every week, but it has the opportunity to keep people engaged for someone that wants to continue watching once the show closes at 10.
It's crazy. Like after the draft, we were saying how much more talent Raw has, and how like Raw's a 3-hour show. They're 3 hours and they're still not using their talent correctly. And SmackDown, 2 hours, like they have a third less of the talent. But
I just thought of like a really corny analogy, but it fits. Think of Greg Popovich and the talent he has with the Spurs, but think how it's run behind the scenes, versus think of someone with a star-studded team with a bad coach who doesn't know how to use their talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and with SmackDown, like, was I pissed we didn't see Corbin for the past 2 weeks? Yeah, because he's one of my favorites. But I'm okay with it if the shows are as engaging as they have been.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. It's not like there's anything going for Corbin right now that like you're missing.
They're not forcing anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Colt, you tweeted it after like 10:30 on Tuesday after, and it's 100% right. You're more excited for Tuesdays than you are Mondays.
Yep.
It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, after a weekend like this, you have to have engaging content, because your fans most likely watched NXT on Saturday. They watched SummerSlam on Sunday. You need engaging content on Monday or Tuesday, or you're going to have some sour apples like us.
Right.
Like the majority of the community. So we'll see what happens, but I love Tuesdays. Talking like the whole thing from 8 to 11 is just fantastic. So
Yeah.
I really can't wait to see AJ win the belt.
Me neither.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
Anything else you guys got, or let's maybe hop. Or Colin, do you have any quick takes on us?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I got some lightning round questions for you guys. All right. Staying with SmackDown, who's the first women's champ? Who wins that six-pack challenge?
Me or you, Colt?
Oh yeah, I guess I got to do that. Let's go with you.
Becky Lynch. She deserves it.
Nikki Bella.
Okay.
I mean, it's got to be one of those two, you think, right?
All right. How far will Heath Slater and Rhino go in the tag team tournament?
Shh. Can I take this one first, even though I just took the last one?
Yeah, go for it.
That's what I wanted to talk about on SmackDown. We don't have to talk about it, but like he's the best, and it's kind of like a Dolph situation where the brand split gives guys opportunities. He's always been this good, always been this charismatic, and he's finally getting the time. So I won't touch on a lot of that. I just want to bring that up. I think they get to the finals.
I think we'll be seeing him on Backlash and losing to American Alpha.
See, I think I don't. If he loses to American Alpha, how are people going to root for American Alpha? Like, he might be the most over thing in the WWE. He probably is the most over thing in the WWE.
That's a good point.
Like, that's why I wish they set up Breezango not going against American Alpha in the first round, and maybe in like the semifinals, Breezango taking out Heath and Rhino in a kind of cheap way, but I just think it's kind of a waste. I don't know. We'll see.
I think what's going to happen is Rhino is not going to be Heath Slater's tag partner. It's going to be Kurt Hawkins.
Or maybe a Rhino heel turn in the finals.
I think Rhino either gets hurt or gets pulled or something, whether or not partners, and I think Kurt Hawkins makes his debut because you want Kurt to be over, you put him with the most over thing in the goddamn show.
Right. That's a good point. All right, next question. Colt, does Carmella's heel turn work? Does it go over?
I think it works, and I think she's the dark horse to be the first women's champion.
All right. Rajon?
I think it works in a way, but I don't think it works enough where she's ever going to be in a high-profile feud. Not ever, but in a high-profile feud for the women's championship.
All right. Jumping over to Raw. How much longer do Enzo and Cass not go after the tag team titles? Colt.
Say not go after the tag team titles?
Yeah. Just
stay
out of
right now.
Right. Just stay out of the title picture.
Well, I think the club is going to go over on the New Day soon. And I think Enzo and Cass might have like a 3 month or two or 3 month chase for the titles, and I think they will get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also torn because I think the split of those two will be after. Cause I'm guessing they'll redraft after WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Or they'll do some trades or something, and I think that's when they get split.
Okay.
I think I kind of agree with Colt. I think the club eventually will go over the New Day, even though they don't deserve to. And I think WWE is going to realize they don't deserve to, so I think sooner rather than later. I say 2 to 3 months they'll win the belt off the club after a short run with the title.
All right. Does WWE ban the turnbuckle powerbomb?
Yes.
100%. I don't know if we'll see that ever again.
All right. When's the next time we see Brock? The Beast?
Hopefully never.
But in reality?
Royal Rumble versus Shane O'Mac.
Wow.
That pisses me off. But I think we're gonna see him Survivor Series against Shane O'Mac.
Okay.
It's gonna be a whole bragging rights Raw against SmackDown kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and last question, going back to SmackDown. Where does Dolph go from here?
Nowhere.
Intercontinental. I think he's gonna stand up for Daniel, and I think he's gonna go with a feud against The Miz. I don't think he's gonna be successful, but I think Dolph deserves to stay in some kind of limelight and get the shine on him still.
Mhm.
'Cause,
If they,
he opened some eyes.
right, if the Miz and Dolph can shoot back and forth,
Hmm.
that'd be some quality TV. I wouldn't hate that at all. Like the idea of Dolph going back in the IC title, kind of like
Yeah.
it's like whatever, because I don't want to see him back in the mid card. But all right, that's all I had for lightning round.
Should we get into hot
for
takes?
yeah? What do we got for hot takes? Colt, you want to lead us off or what?
I'm still trying to develop mine,
All right,
but
I have mine.
John, you have one then?
I do, yeah. I think that the man to dethrone the Bulgarian Brute will be Braun Strowman.
What?
Not anytime soon, but if you want Rusev to be this monster, the only way to have him lose the belt is to an even bigger monster. And I think once he's done with the jobbers, I think Braun Strowman is going to get a push in a feud with Rusev because Rusev can carry that feud because he can talk and wrestle. And I think Braun's going to over-monster him.
All right, Colt, what do you got?
oh, that would make me sick. That would make me sick. Like Braun's cool and he looks cool and his theme's cool and everything, but
I disagree with
that
all
literally upset my stomach.
Hey, that's why it's a hot take, bud.
Like give the belt to Sammy or something. Like I think about like Braun Strowman against like Chris Jericho or like Sami Zayn. I feel like that would be the most disrespectful thing the WWE could do is put Sami Zayn in a rivalry with Braun Strowman. That's gonna spit in the face. I would rather be with Neville against the Dudleys on the pre-show
Yeah,
than be in a rivalry with Braun Strowman.
right.
Colin, what's your hot take?
Mine is that Samoa Joe is the SmackDown champion by the end of the year. I think
Okay.
like him and AJ have like worked together in TNA. They have a chemistry. I think AJ's the next champion, obviously, and then I think maybe they work a triple threat picture with Dean, AJ, and Samoa Joe. But yeah, I think he's right in there, and I think he's champion by the end of the year.
And I'm gonna piggyback. Samoa Joe makes his debut at Backlash.
All right.
After AJ wins, he's probably because he has an intro song. Like just imagine AJ prancing around and telling everyone to fuck off with the belt, and it's right before closing, and then you hear that Samoan theme hit, and then
Yeah.
you see Joe walk on top of the ramp. That's gold. That's money. Take it. I'll take an AJ Samoa Joe 3-month feud. Just take my money.
And I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but Bobby Roode's music is the best music in the WWE.
It's hands down.
I can't get over it.
I was kind of pissed because like our NXT seats were like in line up top, in line with the Titantron. So like his music was hitting, and everyone was like, ooh, 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 and on. We had no idea what the fuck's going on. We look at the jumbotron, and we see him being lowered from the rafters.
It was awesome.
I went insane when I saw that. I was a little pissed off that his finisher is the pump handle slam.
Yeah, that stinks.
Because I don't see Shinsuke Nakamura losing to the pump handle slam.
Right.
Because but Shinsuke's entrance was one of the coolest 5-minute blocks of my entire life.
Yeah, that was unreal.
That was awesome.
It was perfect, and it did mimic one of his entrances at a Wrestle Kingdom over in New Japan. They had a violinist, they had the strobe lights, they had it going dark, so it was similar to that, but they made Shinsuke even more gold. They made him more green. They're gonna sell more merch. They made him even better than what he is. I am kind of worried that even though Samoa Joe's injury was a supposed work, he was taking those knees like almost too good, where like he could really injure someone.
Right.
Yeah.
So I hope that doesn't happen because the Kinshasa is my favorite finisher, or one of my favorite finishers in wrestling.
Partly because of the way Corey Graves announces it too, right?
It just adds to it. It just adds to it.
All
But
right,
yeah, yeah. So keep an eye out next couple of days on our YouTube channel. I'm going to be having my vlogs from Friday and Saturday in Brooklyn. We're also going to work on. I'm going to try to get Jeff on. He was with me on Saturday just to talk a little indies, talk about our days and stuff like that. And also make sure to subscribe and like this video and our other videos because we're going to be having some contests in the next few weeks. Probably more towards the pay-per-views just to get our exposure up and also give you guys some things.
Can we win those contests?
I don't think so. I think it's a little unfair.
Oh, okay.
But it'll probably involve some stuff from the WWE shop. So make sure to get all that in. We'll have the contests and that stuff on our Twitter more down the road. But Colin, let's do some plugging.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's close this out then. Rajon, where can people find you?
I'm gonna have to change my Twitter handle so I don't have to spell it out every week. At Zatchariah, ZATCH_ARIAH.
All right, cool.
You really have to change that handle.
I'll just write it. I'll have it written for next week.
That's it.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yep.
Write it out.
Perfect.
No, I'll work on. I'll see if I can get like an editing software so I can just pop it up so people don't have to fucking
Bang.
so people don't have to get their phones and type while you spell it out.
Right.
But you can find me at Real Mr. Dorsey, Real Mr. Dorsey. Make sure you follow. I'm a pretty good follow.
Yeah. And you can follow me at the Colin Kelly. One L in Colin and no E on the end of Kelly. I hate that shit, so just had to put it out there.
Also follow us on Twitter at TTT. No, I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Come on. I got it. Follow us on TTP Podcast.
Right.
And yeah, it's a good follow. We live tweet most of the shows, so definitely give us a follow and hit us up. All right.
All right, everyone, and that was Tossin Toothpicks.
It's too sweet.